Hello everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. Thank you very much. I hope you're enjoying this. Everybody is loving the mashed potatoes. I think that's great, and I think that's the way that a lot of people are dealing with stress, although I'm talking about that in some other videos, but I digress. So today we've got some exciting stuff to get into. Before we do that, please like, subscribe, share, tell all your friends, hey, there's this crazy guy who cooks on YouTube, and share these with them. So today, what we are going to do is, I've got a bonus, which is that I just made Argentinian chorizos in my air fryer. I told you the other day that I had burned out the broiler element, so I'm figuring out how to do everything in the air fryer, and it came out really good. And here is the short version. Buy a package of, say, 10 or 12, 9 fit easily in the size of my air fryer, and I just laid them all down and I cooked them at 380 for 8 minutes. Then I flipped them over, and the other side was not raw, but it wasn't cooked at all. You know, the one side was brown. When I flipped them over, it was pink and ready to cook. So the second side I did at 390 for 10 minutes, and I took them out, and they're awesome, and I'll show you the picture in a minute. Today's main event is going to be flat iron steaks from ButcherBox. These are similar to a top sirloin, but not quite, and they are just fantastic. It's a cut of meat that, being in the East and the South, I had never heard of before it got shipped to me in ButcherBox, and they are just fantastic. So without any further ado, let's jump in, see what we're gonna need and how we're gonna do it. Okay, keeping this real simple, we're going to use my standard Montreal steak seasoning, and we are going to use, let's see, how many ounces is this? This is 24 ounces, and it looks like this. I have it at room temperature, so it's got some of the juices coming out, and I'll open it in a second while we put the stuff on. You'll see what it looks like. It's actually a bunch of smallish pieces, kind of funny cuts, and they're not all the same. And we're going to use our air fryer, which is right here waiting for us, right next to the pan cubano that we are using for the chorizos. Good stuff. All right, so we'll be back, air fryer. Don't miss us too much. Okay, so here is what the meat looks like unpacked, and you can see that they're not terribly fatty, but they've got some marbling, and they are not all the same shape, but they are most similar to a top sirloin. So let's go ahead and put our Montreal steak seasoning and get them into the fryer. For this, I am just going to do it pretty heavily. Sometimes my wife, if she's making the steaks, will put salt on it too. She finds that this sometimes leaves the steaks needing a little bit of salt, but I find it just fine. It is always easier to put more salt on than take any off. So remember that, right? And so once we have it all Montreal steak seasoned up, we are ready for the air fryer. Okay. So I already have this heated up because I had just cooked the sausages, and I'm just going to space them all where they are not touching ideally. That should work, and there's a couple small pieces, so we'll just throw those in there. Okay, so now I'm ready. They're in there, it's closed, and I want to do this on my meat setting. And I'm going to do it for 6 minutes each side for a total of 12 minutes. And I want my temperature to be 400, and away we go. See you in 6 minutes when we flip them. Okay, so it just went off. Let's take a look and see how they are. They look just great. And so we are gonna just flip them. And then we need to make the decision. Do we want to go for 6 minutes or do we want to go for 4 minutes? Because this is a good fryer. And I am going to say we'll go for 6 minutes and then we'll take them out. While I'm doing this, by the way, I am whipping up some potatoes like you've seen in a couple of my other videos. Take a couple of potatoes, cook them for a minute, flip it, minute, until they're soft. Throw some cheese and bacon. So that's what's going to accompany these steaks. So now let's put them back in for another 6 minutes, and I'm starting all over again. So I turn it on, I hit my meat, and I go for 6 minutes. And let's go for 5 minutes because I think 6 is too long and 4 is not enough. And then temperature, we're gonna go for 400 and start. See you in 5 minutes. Okay, we are back after 5 minutes. So let's get it out of there so it stops cooking, and they look just delicious. So we have our plate here. We are going to get them out and we're going to let them sit on this plate off of the source of heat so they stop cooking, and let all of the juices stop spinning in space. And we're going to cover it with some foil, so I'll see you in about 3 minutes. Okay, we are back. It has been 3 minutes. Let's take the fattest one, and remember we cooked it at 5 minutes. Let's see how they are in the middle, and those are just perfect. Look, it's even still steaming. That's perfect. That's between rare and medium rare. And then let's take a look at the thin one, because they're not very consistent. And that one, look at that. Just a little bit of juice, nice and pink. And so that, my friends, is how you make a flat iron steak in an air fryer. Again, to repeat, this was 400 degrees on the meat setting, and we did 6 minutes to begin with, 5 after we flipped them. And so you really could go 6, and that would make it more medium. And then always let it sit. And so now I'll show you a picture of what it's gonna look like when it's all plated up with the Argentinian chorizo and the potato. Remember that you can get a discount on your ButcherBox meat by clicking the link or pasting it down below and signing up. Enjoy that meat. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Bye now. And that's how it is when you put it all together. The potatoes you were making at the same time, and an Argentinian chorizo that I gave you the idea for. So have a wonderful dinner. Bye now.